Hi kids, good morning. How are you all? I hope you are all safe and healthy. Today we are going to see grade 4 science subject. In that unit 2 we study about animal life. You see, what is this? The animal life. In that third lesson, adaptation in animals. Today we are going to see about adaptation in animals. What is adaptation? Adaptation is the evolutionary process where an organism becomes better suited to its habitat. Is the adaptations. Okay, let me move to our lesson. You see here, Lada. Here, one girl name was Lada. She was in Delhi. One day, her grandparents came to Lada's home to see her. After staying for 3 days, they took her out to show different places and also visited zoo. Where they visited zoo. Lada was curious to see all the animals which she has never seen before. The grandfather explains about every animal, their dwelling places and their food habits. What is meant by dwelling? Dwelling is a house, flat or other places of residence. Okay, it's the meaning of dwelling. The next day when Leather went to school, the teacher started to teach the lesson adaptation in animals. When Leather next day she went to school, at the time the teacher started to teach the lesson about adaptation in animals. In India, we never see polar bears and kangaroos. Have you seen polar bears and kangaroos, children? You see, this is the polar bear and this is the kangaroo. Okay. Next day when Lada went to school, the teacher started to teach the lesson adaptation in animals. In India, we never see polar bears or kangaroos. Why? To survive and reproduce, animals have to adjust to their surroundings. This process of adjustment to surroundings is known as adaptation. Is the meaning of adaptation. The animals which cannot adapt themselves die out, other which can adapt survive. Next we can move to adaptation in animals. What is that? Adaptation in animals. Some animals live on land, some in water, some in deserts, some in ice cold regions and a few on mountains. The animals lives in so many places, different types of places. Let me see one by one. You see in these pictures, tiger, deer, lion, zebra, like so many animals are given. Those animals lives in land. You see, dolphin, fish, jellyfish, horse, sea otter, sea stork, that and all lives in water. You see, some camel, fox, like that animals lives in desert. You see, polar bear are all given no. That are all live in Arctic animals list. That means they all lives in ice cold regions. Those animals lives in mountain places. Okay, have you understood, students? Next you see, according to the habitats, animals are divided into 5 groups. How many groups? 5 groups. These groups are, you see, terrestrial, aquatic, amphibious, aerial and arboreal animals. Okay, let us understand adaptation to environment by studying these groups. We can see one by one. You see, first what we have seen, terrestrial. Next one is aquatic. Next one is amphibious. Next aerial. Next arboreal. Isn't it? First we can learn terrestrial. You see, terrestrial animals. Terrestrial animals that live on land are called animals that live on land are called terrestrial animals. You see, man, cow, goat, giraffe, tiger or some of the examples they have given. Animals like deer, zebra and bison that eat grass are found in the forests. Those animals live in the forests. They have strong legs. How the legs are? They have strong legs which help them to walk long distances. They can also run fast to escape from the enemies. They also have well developed sense organs which help them to respond to their surroundings. Next one is the camel. The camel, which is known as sheep of the desert, has thick skin and can live 10 to 12 days without taking water and food. How many days camel will live without taking food or water? 10 to 12 days. Its hump is a reservoir of fat. So when the camel does not get food, it can still survive because of the reserve fat that is there in its hump. The broad pads on the bottom of its feet prevent it from sinking into the soft sand of deserts. Okay, you can see here the camel, isn't it? Here deer and zebra. Okay, next one is the all the animals that live in dry land are known as desert animals. Which the animals that live in dry land are called as desert animals. They adapt themselves with low content of water and very high temperature. Example, camel. In deserts, there is no water available. Okay. Animals that live in cold places have thick fur on their skin. How it looks? It's have a thick fur on the skin, and some of them are white in color and merge with their surroundings to escape from the enemies. For example, you see polar bear, reindeer. You can see in this picture polar bear and reindeer, or some of the examples of animals that live in cold places. Already we have seen in the picture snow, which are all lived in the cold places. That's the polar bear. Next you can see snakes move. Snakes move. How it's move? It's crawl as a child with the help of scales on lower surface of the bodies. Okay. The scales also help them from drying up. Next you see animals like bears, rats. Rats eats lots of food when it is available in summer and store it in the form of fat under the skin. Where the rat will store the food form of fat under the skin. In winter, when the food is not available, they just go off to sleep for the entire season. This winter sleep is called hibernation. What is the name? This winter sleep is called hibernation. This helps them to conserve their energy till food is available again. You see the rat here. Next we move to aquatic animals. What is this? Aquatic animals. Animals that live in water are known as aquatic animals. Which animals are lives in water? That are called as aquatic animals. Aqua means water. Okay, what are the animals lives in water? Fish, prawns, crabs, etc. are all aquatic animals. They have special organs to breathe. For example, fish breathe through gills. Fishes take dissolved oxygen from water. Some aquatic animals like whales and dolphins do not have gills but have lungs to breathe. So they come up to the water surface to take oxygen. They come out from the water surface to take oxygen. Most aquatic animals have limbs that are suitable for swimming also. Fish move with the help of fins and turtles move with the paddle-like feet. Okay, you see in this picture fish, snail, turtle and crab. Those animals are as aquatic animals that lives in water. Okay, next you see birds like ducks have webbed feet which help them to swim. Birds like cranes, egrets and flamingos have long legs which help them to wade in water. Their long beaks helps them to catch fish under the water. Okay, next we move on to amphibians. What is that? Amphibians. The animals that live on both on land and in water. The animals that live both on land and in water are known as amphibians. Animals like frogs, toads, salamanders are examples of amphibians. They have lungs to breathe when they are on land and when they are in water. When they are on land and when they are in water also, they have lungs to breathe. They breathe through their moist skin. Their limbs are also adapted for swimming. You see in this picture, this is the salamander and this is the frog. The frog which was seen near to our houses, isn't it? Next, we move to aerial animals. What is that? Aerial animals. Animals that fly in air are called aerial animals. What is that? Animals that fly in air are called as aerial animals. Birds and some insects spend most of their lifetime in the air only. Birds have wings to fly. Their bones are hollow, which make them light, and their body shape also helps them to fly easily in air. You can see here, you see butterfly, moth and sparrow and pigeon, isn't it? Those birds are fly in the air because they have wings to fly. Their bones are very hollow and them light, and their body shape also helps them to fly easily in the air. You see in this picture, birds are flying in the air, isn't it? Okay, next we move on to arboreal animals. What is that? Arboreal animals. Animals that spend most of their time on trees are called arboreal animals. Monkeys, squirrels, chameleon and some insects are arboreal animals. Long limbs and tails of these animals help them to climb and hang from branches and jump from branch to branch of the trees. Have you seen monkey? Yes, you can see monkey. It will jump from one branch to another branch of the trees, isn't it? Yes. Their four limbs of a squirrel help it to hold food and put it in the mouth. Where it puts hold food and put it in the mouth. This is the squirrel. You can see the monkey also here. You see, this is the one type of chameleon. You can see in the tree, it will change different colors. Okay children, I hope you all have understood the lesson. Rest of the lesson we can see in the next class. Today we can see some hard words. You see, what is the first word? Adaptation. What is that? Adaptation. Terrestrial. Aquatic animals. Hibernation. Aerial animals. Arboreal animals. Amphibians. Environment. Once again you see, adaptation, terrestrial, aquatic animals, hibernation, aerial animals, arboreal animals, amphibians, environment. Okay students, I hope you all have understood the hard words. Okay, let me move to our homework session. You see, check yourself. First question, you see, define habitat. Second, name some terrestrial animals. Third, what do you mean by an amphibian? And fourth, name the organs that an aquatic animal needs for breathing. Those answers you can write it in your homework note and send it to me. Next, write hard words 2 times also. You can write it in your homework note and send to me. Okay students, we can see in another class. Thank you.